Some have asked me about the Bible that I've been using in some of the videos. This is my ESV. It was the original 2011 ESV that came out, the single column with margins. It's a beautiful paper. I've had it rebound. The rebinding was a gift from the elders of our church a couple of Christmases ago, and it was rebound by Post Tenebris Lux Rebinders, Jeff Rice. And so it's just a beautiful, I think this is called tobacco, with the navy. This is Badalassi Carlo leather with a lambskin liner. And I love the PTL Bibles. They always smell so good, and they're hardy and sturdy, and once you get it bound, it lasts a lifetime. They're kind of not on the cheap side, but that's why if somebody wants to get you a Christmas gift worth a couple of $100, you can ask them to get your Bible rebound for you. The reason I use an ESV, I grew up Catholic, so didn't really have a Bible to read myself. I read the Good News version, which was the one that we got at school as kids. When I got saved while I was in college, I got saved straight into the New American Standard, the NASB 95. That was what our preacher was using. And so I had NASB 95. When I got my first study Bible, it was a New King James Version. But the NASB was really the one that I loved. And then I got the Shepherd's Conference Bible in NASB, and I used that in seminary. When I moved to South Africa, the church there had just switched from NIV to ESV before I got there. I really wanted to preach out of the NASB, but in South Africa, people don't really want a Bible that says American on it. It's just a thing. I don't know. It's just a thing. They don't want a New American Bible. And so they wanted the ESV, and so I got this ESV. It was a gift from my friend Jesse Johnson, who came to visit us in South Africa shortly after we moved there. And I started preaching out of the ESV and just got to know this particular Bible so well and loved it. And when I moved here to Mobile, this is a church that had only the New American Standard, but I felt I really didn't want to now go back. I spent so much time memorizing stuff in the ESV, and also I knew that the NASB 95 was going to be updated, and it was updated in 2020, and so people were going to have to switch Bibles anyway, maybe. Anyway, so we switched over to the ESV, and then just after we started doing that, of course, the LSB, the Legacy Standard Bible, came out, which is really the best version out there. So now I'm like in two minds, because for 5 years I've been preaching out of the ESV. Everyone in my church went ahead and bought ESVs. I bought all the elders ESVs as gifts. And now I'm thinking, man, the Legacy Standard Bible is just such a good Bible, because it's basically your NASB 95, only in all the places where that was weak, it's now been strengthened and updated. And I love how it says Yahweh instead of the Lord. I mean, it's just, there's many different reasons why I'm a big fan of the LSB. I'll do a whole video on that at some point. But in the meantime, this is my ESV.